Alright everyone, today's episode is brought to you by Mogwai-CBD, leaders in organic CBD. All my listeners can now get 10% off all CBD products at www.mogwai-cbd.com. That's MOGWAI-CBD.com. Alternatively, you can go across to the Instagram page, Mogwai_CBD, and just follow the link there to the website. Now, if you use discount code NOWTHEN10, that's NOWTHEN10, NOWTHEN10, you can get 10% off all products there. Now, let's get to the pod. You still snotting out bogies, lad, every time you tell your bird that you love her?
How do you know that? No.
I don't even know what this is, mate. Tell me, man.
I don't explain.
I messaged this bird and I was like, listen, give me something, nail him. So she gave me a list, and the top of the list she said the first time that he told her he loved her, he didn't realise he snotted a big bogey out of his nose and didn't even know, lad.
You're getting
We had a nice day at the beach, you know. And then, like we were in the car, you know, and it was like, you're like, for a month or two, and you think, like, to say, I don't know. And then I just said it, and you went,
Oh, that's funny. That,
Are you still telling birds you're from Aintree when you're really from Fazak, lad?
So I might as well just get off, you know.
She was like, she said to me, listen, he's cheeky on his pod, he needs a fucking bit of his own medicine. She was like, give him shit, tell everyone that I'm a wool as well.
that Aintree one, man.
I'll leave you alone now. How's your day been, boys, anyway?
Good, yeah.
It's going
Yeah.
well, like.
He's finished now, he's getting off. Oh, that taxi back, lad, to get that job here. What he's been up to then?
Not a lot.
No?
I'm working from home, mate. So
Oh,
it's
yeah?
just shite, yeah.
Fucking grim. What about you?
I've been back in uni this week, like.
Oh, have you?
They sent us back to sit in a classroom around the computer to watch an online lecture.
You could have done it from your fucking couch, lad.
I know.
That's mad. What are you doing in uni?
Sports psychology.
Oh, it's right. Sam, you're enjoying it?
It's alright.
His face is a different story. What do you do anyway?
I just have an office job, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just...
It's 9 to
boring.
5.
Fucking 9
You
to
say
5.
9 to 5, you fucking sat at home now, aren't you? Are you going to go back to the office or? Because I know a lot of companies are sort of looking at it going, well, it's working from home now, we can save money on rent and all that, can't they? So
I think I will be, like, but there's not been a date set. Like, it's been mad though, because I was doing an apprenticeship for like 3 years, and I finished there, and I started a new job, like, during, like, COVID, working from home, so I've only ever met my manager, like, 3 or 4 times.
That's mad, that.
Yeah, it's proper scatty.
That is scatty. Yeah, I can't even imagine, like, you don't even know your fucking manager is face to face and he's telling you what to do and all that, or she. That's berserk, isn't it?
Yeah, crazy.
What I want to do, I want to sort of bring it back to your background then. So, I've seen photos of you on your Instagram and that in school. Maricourt, was it?
Yeah.
Is that where you met or just know each other before that?
Never spoke at school,
No,
did we?
I didn't like him at school.
Really?
Nah, we just never. We were on separate halves of the year, so like there was like mutual friends there, weren't there? But then they weren't like never. Probably had like a game of five-a-side or something. Remember you came to
That's
goals
mad,
in jeans. I remember that.
This is a proper myth, this, you know.
You turned
There's
up.
always one tool who turns up though, isn't he? Like, we had a game of footy in work, we had a five-a-side after work, and this kid, he doesn't play footy, and he turned up in a pair of Timberland boots to play footy on the five-a-side.
What's you getting nailed by you?
Listen, he saw shins everywhere. What jeans are they, lad? Fucking skinnies or like boot cuts, lads?
Probably someone's father, you
You had purple 110s on too.
No, did that purple one?
Purple 110s.
Still getting rinsed for that now. Purple 110s.
That's horrendous, that, lad.
I still claim the blue, like.
It's like, lad. It's like fucking ballpoint pen when the ink runs and it starts going purple and all. That's what it's about to like paint them. I used to play rugby in school and we played your school a few times. And
Whoa.
yeah.
Sorry.
Bad one.
That's a bit bad.
Because I was shit at footy, right? In primary school, I thought I was fucking sound in the dog's bollocks. So when I went to senior school, I was like, I'm going to smash the footy team, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking crash back down to planet Earth. Everyone in the school team were at academies. And I was like, yeah, sound. How'd you get out of lessons? Got a rugby team. Let's have a go, do you know what I mean? And we used to always have straighteners at your school. It was berserk,
What
man.
school did you go to?
Cardinal Heenan.
That was my first choice, but I didn't get in.
Didn't you?
No.
Full of nonsense. Glad you didn't go, lad. So, what was it like in school then, growing up? Because as you said, you didn't really speak in school, but what was it like for both of you?
It was sort of weird for me, because I moved in year army.
Did
So
you?
I went Archbishop Beck, and then I moved to Maricourt.
Ah, okay.
It's a weird mixture of people where it is. Maricourt, like if anyone doesn't know, it's in McGull.
Yeah.
Like you've got people from McGull, you've even got people from like Lydiat, Orton, but then you've got people from like Aintree / Razach, Aintree / Razach, and then you've got like Melling and Kirby, Neverton. So it's a bit of like a.
It is a mixed bag, innit? Because
it's not like it's not different classes, but you get what I mean. It's different, like
fucking people in Netherton are born with asbos and scars, and then people in fucking Lydiat are like fucking all inbreds and that. You know what I mean? That's all.
It's just a weird mixture of people on that. Yeah. You were saying when you came like when you seen the difference between like the girls of like 14, 15 in Archie's to Maricourt. Like, they just seem a lot more, like, grown up, don't they? The ones in like, Maricourt, it's weird.
Makeup and that, opposed to, like, at Archie's, I'd say everyone was a bit more, like, normal.
I can't even comment, because I went to fucking all-boys schools, you know what I mean? I've probably seen more dicks than fucking the average porn star lad, I'm not even messing. It was just a thing in school, like, this lad, when he was like 14, he had like the biggest sword I've ever seen, right? And he used to just get it out all the time. And like in school, saying people's ma's names was a thing. Yeah. And he used to just write people's ma's names on his sword all the time. So he'd just get a pen out and write like fucking Margaret on his pipe or something. He'd be like, "Hey Danny," and he'll look and just has Margaret on his knob. And I was like,
so what? He just whip it out in the
all
middle
the time,
of
lad. All the time. In wood technology, he used to wear these little pinnies. He used to get it out under his pinny, and like he'd drop something like, can you get that for us? And when one of the lads would bend over, he just like cock slapped him in the face with it. Lad. It was fucking horrendous. Don't know why, lad. It was fucking mad. So, when did your friendship form then? If you just weren't that close in school?
16, 17, weren't we?
Yeah.
We, like one of our mates, we both sort of knew him, and then you just needed a player at goals, didn't you? For footy. And I'm like properly bad at footy though. Like I am shit.
Yeah.
Can I remember when
just get involved.
I was like one of them outgoing goal, and like even I was still terrible in there. Can I remember like one of the first goals I conceded the first time I met you? Like it was like rolling, I jumped away from the ball.
It's like that video on YouTube, you've seen it, where the kid's not paying attention and the half fella just pushes the kid in front of the ball. You needed someone to do that, lad, just push him in the way. Do you play at goals often? Well, when it was
not
open?
anymore, we don't. We used to, like when we were 16 and 17, but like as we've got older than that,
the pub just
like drinking too much now.
Good lad, yeah, it's fucking standard, isn't it? The maddest thing about goals, right? Like we turned up one day and one of the lads let us down, and we were like, what are we gonna do? Just play like 4-on-5, and the receptionist was like, "It sound we have a backup list of people who register for random games of footy. So like they register as like a spare player. So when that something like that happens where someone doesn't turn up, they just phone them like, there's a game here if you want to and this kid turned up in a full Real Madrid kit, right? And I was just like shinies and everything. And I was like, you don't know any of us. And he just turned up and he was like, but as like a gesture, you've got to pay his fee, do you know what I mean? I was like, I'm not paying your $5, lad, to stay to you. And he schooled a lot of us. I was worried, like, he was just megging people everywhere.
There's always straighteners, isn't there, at goals? It's proper moody, isn't it?
Yeah.
150-50, it's like, what? Do you know what I mean?
It is, like... it's scatty, lad. I used to always get into straighteners and I'd behind him all the time, lad. I'm a horrible little angry bastard, but I'm a shitbag, right? And I'd start scraps and just dive behind him. And everyone's like, lad, why are you starting scraps? Like, because he's a fucking unit. He's got me. So I've noticed as well, you're both blues, you were saying before. You used to love a little away day and all that. What was it like? Did you have any fucking good stories from like away days?
Our last one's probably the best story we've got. We went to Chelsea, it was a year ago the other day.
Yeah.
And we got beat 4-0. I was early on in the second half, weren't it? Conceded fourth. I'm like, one of our mates was like...
The game was over.
Like, he weren't even doing nothing, was he? He was just giving a bit of shit.
Yeah.
And some steward, like, grabbed him and took him out.
Fuck off.
And we were like, I was like, oh, boys, trying to be the oldest, like...
all calm and collected and all that.
I was like, I'll sort it out.
In his purple one sentence.
I was like, I'll sort it out for us. Like, and I went down. I was like, I need a burst. I was like, stay here. Don't let the steward take you anywhere. Yeah. Next thing you know, I come out the toilet and he's gone. So I went back up and got them. And I was like, we can't leave him in London on his own. Do you know what I mean? In a London nick. A scouts in a London nick or something. Do you know what I mean?
He's getting bummed.
Yeah. Senseless. And so I went and got them. And then we were asking all the stewards, weren't we? Like, our mate's been tough. Where's he gone? And we were looking for a room. Just see a pair of 110s on the floor, like it's fucking in there.
See his feet, couldn't you? Just
Like the Wizard of Oz, lad, under the shed or whatever.
he sent us a video after it though, because he got out after it, didn't he?
Yeah, it's like we all just like.
But he also just like ran out the box, like moved the stewards, because it was like a security box,
Yeah.
and the stewards on each door,
Yeah.
and then like from the video we showed him, he's like they give him this thing like sign your name. He's like, I'm not signing nothing. He rips it up.
Fucking hell.
So it's like us three just burst in, didn't we? Like, you know, like we'd had a few aisles and that,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Think you're like fucking this.
Yeah.
Like, give us our fucking mate
Yeah,
back.
you couldn't do nothing. It's funny when you've had a bit of Dutch courage in it, you've had a little bevy and you're like, I'll fucking bang all of you.
Everyone
Yeah,
used to have
come
about
on.
the policewoman now as well. Your club's a disgrace and all that, pointing at it.
She's just like, I'm not even arsed, lad.
Oh, there's proper show. Like, you know, when
They're
you're
horrible down in Chelsea.
Yeah.
well,
It's
you
fucking-
Even if you go in a pub and that, they're like, they just don't serve you, they're just like...
They're just, they're just fucking scumbags, aren't they? But you see it at the match all the
It's
time,
always
like on
auntie.
on the telly all the time, where like they give their own players pure shit and everything. Like,
Yeah.
fucking... Do you ever remember that Chelsea fan, the famous picture where he's brushing his teeth in the stand, lad?
Nah, what?
Have you seen it?
Nah.
So there's a picture, lad, so it's fucking, I don't know if it's a Champions League game or what, or it's a fucking Saturday afternoon game, and he's behind the dugout, and he's sat there with sunglasses on with a toothbrush, just brushing his teeth, lad, at the man. Like,
Bizarre,
you need to
like-
look at it, it's fucking berserk. So he's missing the footy then.
Oh, big time, you know.
It's just...
So he's every home game season ticket holders and then going
You
away
are,
when you
yeah.
could, or...
I'm
Expose me.
a season ticket holder. He's not bloody fan of
Fucking-
that.
Armchair supporter over here.
I try and go as many as I can. I used to have a season ticket, but I don't know why I done it. When I was like 16, 17.
He got a bed, didn't he? That's what it was.
Yeah.
lad.
well, but like, yeah. I don't want to have one anymore.
But how many sorts of away games did you just go to?
Loads. No.
Before the lockdown, like last season, we'd done about, I think I worked out, we'd done about 9 or something like that. We did
Yeah,
quite
That's
a
a
bit.
lot as well, innit?
Watching Everton, it's a lot.
Yeah, it fucking is, yeah. It's fucking, that is commitment, mate, because you're travelling the fucking length of the country, spending pure dough
We went to Brighton, didn't we? Oh,
to watch them get
grim.
fingered everywhere. I can't say nothing because we're fucking shit at the minute, so I'm not even going to talk about it being shit. Do you think it'll go back to normal next year?
I'm
next
hoping
season?
so. I'm more missing like the aways than the homes, you know what I mean?
It's the camaraderie and that with the lads and all
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
it's the laugh.
Yeah.
And I was saying this the other week, like, in America, like, England was still fucked, nothing's happening. But, like, you got New Zealand and stuff that have music festivals and that, and then the Super Bowl, they had, like, half capacity, didn't they, at the Super Bowl?
It's wounding, isn't it?
It is wounding, so, I've said this before, right, the economy is dying now. Let all the alt swats die and get back to the footy. That's what it's all about, like, do you know what I mean? They've had their fun, do you know what I mean? Let them fucking be. So I've noticed you've got a big love for music as well. You've done a lot of music festivals and concerts and stuff. And, you're excited for them to start again as well, or?
We were talking about this on Saxon in a way, yeah. Like, we bought tickets for... Who we bought tickets for?
I've bought tickets for Leeds Festival,
Have you?
Kendall Hall.
Yeah, I've
Like,
got Kendall.
I've
wow.
bought quite a few, and it's like
Even like John Power and that, like
Yeah.
at the Angers and stuff, it's just...
the Mason Owens as well.
Mason,
yeah.
yeah. It's just...
And they'd be the boss ones. Because
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, all of them would be boss. There's the little small sort of unique ones where
Yeah.
everyone's fucking like loving each other.
Especially
and all
like... We always say like when we interview bands and that, I reckon it'll hit us that it's a bit mad when they're on stage playing to loads of people.
Exactly.
I think I have sat in a room and had the
Exactly,
conversation
yeah,
with
because
them.
at the minute they're all fucking locked down. You're looking at them through a screen on like
Yeah, it's-
Instagram and that. When they're playing to thousands of people,
Yeah.
and you're like, he's been on the couch next to me. It's pretty berserk, innit? It is. It's mad. So where did the love of music come from? When did it start?
I'd say mine sort of started when I was about 16, I'd say.
Okay.
Because I sat next to a lad who's in a band called Nathan Johnson. He's in a band called Monks.
Okay,
And he was going to see the Stone Roses. And he
Wow.
was like, get on them sort
that's
of thing.
special as well.
I
isn't
remember
it?
like listening to that album in full and thinking like, that's boss.
Yeah,
And then another one of our mates, Brent, he was like big into his music, and I'd say he sort of like, he's going Leeds Festival, and he's like, you're going to have to come with us and all that. And I was like, he's fucking right. Do you know what I mean?
That's sick, yeah.
And we went, and then from going there, it's just been like, it's all I want to go and do. Do you know, like go
fucking-
gigs and that.
yeah. It's special, innit? What about yourself?
Mine's probably just off the back of you.
Mm.
I was a bit like... When new things come to me, I'm a bit pessimistic and I don't like it in that. But
Yeah.
then, like I listened to the Stone Roses, but for me it was more Oasis.
Yeah.
And like, I think it was like the film Supersonic. I watched that and just thinking like, that's boss, do you know what I mean? Like all day I'd just be listening. It was in sixth form, like 16 to 18. When you can properly start going to like events
Yeah.
and stuff. Like you go more, but like, it was like, I see Liam Gallagher. When we went to Ireland to see Liam Gallagher.
Yeah.
And that was just like, it's mad, like.
It's scatty. It is like,
Yeah.
and it's music's a mad thing because like it just carries so much emotion, doesn't it? You can hear a song and it just brings you back to a certain point in life and all that, and you think, fucking, I remember what I was doing when I listened to that song and all that. But festivals and like gigs, especially outside gigs, it's just something different about it. It's unbelievable. Like I went to the Milton Keynes Bowl to watch Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
And it was the best gig I've ever been to in my life because it started at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon and finished at like midnight. And he had Jimmy Eat World on, Biffy Clyro on, he had Supergrass on, and then Foo Fighters played, then they stopped halfway, then Dave Grohl come back out, played the drums with the lead guitar from Led Zeppelin and C6 Steve. I was just like, what the fuck's going on?
It's mad,
and then the Foo Fighters come back out and played for like another hour, and I was just like, this is what it's about. Because I used to work in the Echo Arena, so I used to, instead of buying tickets, I used to just fucking stay in the concourse and just watch shows all the time. And I've seen loads, and don't get me wrong, some of them are amazing, but not compared to that gig. Like, that was special, do you know what I mean? So, is there a specific genre that you're into, or do you just love all music?
I'd say it's more just like guitar-based music, innit, which we're into, like.
Yeah.
I probably do need to broaden my horizons.
I listen to a little bit of dance music, tech and that, but like, it is more guitar music, yeah.
So, who's your favourite band?
Currently or of all time?
All time.
Oh, that's a question.
Because I know his is the 1975.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
That's the lad from Liverpool Podcast Studios. He was like, very upset. He went, ask him what his favourite 1975 song is. So, past or present?
I don't want to say the Beatles.
Yeah, it's cliche, innit? But at the same time, I fucking get it. Because, like, it's just, it doesn't get old at all. Do you know what I mean? It's just, you can listen to it over and over again.
I'm trying to think, mate. Like the Beatles in terms of history, I'm going on now. Beatles in terms of like historically. Oasis, if I had to ever go to a live gig, it would be Oasis, 95. Am I right in saying? 96 Main Road?
Yeah,
96 Main Road, second night. No. But like, another one, probably the Lars. Like, currently, right now, obviously they're not active,
do you know what, right? I don't know if I'm fucking getting this right or not, but one of the lads in our work put a video up last year. It was when like lockdown first lifted and everyone was getting out in the parks, and they put a video up of fucking one of the lads from the Lars just playing a song in Sefton Park, and everyone was just round him, and I was like, that's fucking sick. I'm sure it was.
Was it? I wonder who that was then.
Must have been John Powell, if anyone.
There wasn't Lee Mavers, was it?
That's all it.
I don't know who it was. I glanced at the video and he had in the caption, the lad in work, fucking the Lars are sick or whatever, and I was just like, oh my god.
It's mad, that.
Could have just been some fucking nobody doing a cover, and I'm like, that's the Lars, lad, that's fucking sound. Singing one song, do you know what I mean? What's the favourite gig you've ever been to then?
Oh, this is a tough one. This, I proper debate this in my head.
All the time?
All the time.
Ooh.
I can remember like the first time I got blew off by anyone. I'd probably say that was Richard Ashcroft, that Neighbourhood. Yeah. Like, that was proper special.
But he's a special musician as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he'd just been given the rights to Bittersweet Symphony.
He had murder over that, didn't he, for years?
And that was his first gig, where he'd had the rights for it.
It's just pure emotion then, innit?
Yeah, it was boss. I was in bits, mate.
Shopping and everything.
I think mine's probably Liam Gallagher in Ireland.
Really?
You've been so much more than me.
Yeah.
I'm a proper fraud, you know. I don't have a scene ticket. I don't go gigs.
He's just piggybacking on the back of you, really. Wouldn't talk to you in school, and he's like, hey, he's doing some interesting things, I'll get on him now. All his mates in school like them when you got a bear, man. He's like, fuck it, no one likes me anymore, I'll get on Beatham. So, you just said then if there was one gig you could go to, you'd go to Oasis in Main Road. What about yourself? If there was one gig, past or present, you could go to, what would it be?
Probably a Stone Roses one. I'd say they're the one band I'm proper gutted I've never seen. Yeah. And probably never will see, because they're not going to get on now.
Would you done that? Fucking...
Spike Island?
Is it, yeah, when they come back and they done a couple of gigs, was it?
Yeah, they done the Etihad and like Wembley and stuff like that. Yeah.
Ian Brown's special though, isn't he?
Yeah, his head's full and fell off.
He's finished, lad, isn't he? He is twisted, but like that song, Fear, it's just like so simple but effective, innit? The lyrics,
mad,
it's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
like, it's scatty. It's mad.
So
it is mad.
That way.
Yeah, it's fucking scatty. What was I gonna say then? So you've had a lot of musicians on the podcast, and obviously you've fucking got a good eye for talent. Who's sort of out there? Who's up and coming? You think fucking out there gonna be massive?
all the artists we've had on a bus, proper politicians and solicitors, I don't want to like...
Going on the houses,
I don't want to like... But I'd say for me, there's a band called Rats. We had Joe Maddox on, and I think they're going to proper smash it. Like,
they are.
Like, their tunes are fucking boss. And
I was watched the podcast many a times. Did he intentionally say his name wrong, or did he get that up?
Mogwai-CBD?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. It's like...
It's a mystery.
It is a mystery.
He just went, I'm Mogwai-CBD, and I was like...
We only noticed it on the video.
So straight-faced, and I was like, what's going on? He's fucking clapped though, isn't he? Yeah. Like, the art is so...
Do you want someone just got it? And I think if you're a musician, like, a lot of people can be a musician and be a good musician, but you need to have that presence. Yeah. And when someone just got it, and like, I can see him being like, with a massive crowd, like, he's got it. He's like charismatic. Yeah,
he's got the rapport with the crowd, and he just like, I've seen them a couple of videos when he did Kendall, and they're just fucking bouncing on stage. I imagine him at a massive fucking festival. My bird loves them as well. She plays them all the time.
Yeah, they're heavy though. They are good.
Yeah.
Another one I'd say though, that he's only just released his first single, is Michael Stokes.
Yeah.
Like, his voice is just like, it's different to other people's. It's dead smooth. It's like silk. You know what I mean? It's like, he's
being paid off by Stokes here anyway.
No, but definitely like...
No, but there's a boss scene.
I know what you mean.
In Liverpool, there's so many
massive
bands giving it a go.
I had Ryan Rooney on last night, and he was saying it. He was like, it's such a boss time to come from the city. He was like, because there's so much, but at the same time, they're not like competing and fighting with each other. Everyone just seems to be welcoming each other, and they're like promoting each other and all, and like it's just a fucking boss feeling at the minute.
There's never been anyone like slate anyone to us, has there? No, like, they've always been full of praise for all the bands and that. That's the way you've got to be, isn't it? If you'll help each other out, you'll get somewhere.
Exactly.
All the arts in the city though, it's not just like indie music, like so-called indie music, like the DJs.
You had Melly on, didn't you, as well?
Yeah, but and Sosa. But like, you see Sosa like commenting on Jamie Webster's stuff, and then like, you see comedians as well. Like, everyone in the arts is quite supportive of other arts as well.
It is, it's fucking... And listen, it's as I say, it just helps everyone out, and people are just going to start flying soon. So once all this shit's finished and all the our bastards are dead, we'll all be flying, like, you know what I mean? Big fucking mad nights everywhere. It's going to be sick. Well, I've recently, I reached out to KCC Live, the radio station, and I wanted to like join the team as a presenter because I fucking started bumming the podcast scene. I was like, I want to do this. I love chat shit for a living. So I had like an interview with them and that, done a demo, and I've joined their team. So I'm going to start my own show in the next couple of weeks. I've got my legal training coming up. But I've decided in my show, I'm going to do an hour called the Local Hour. So I'm just playing music sourced from the Northwest, past and present. Yeah. So I'm going to be interviewing people, local artists and stuff. So I'll be fucking getting on news too for like
contacts.
Got any contacts there, lad? Get on the radio, do you know what I mean? It's sound. It's fucking, I love chatting shit, lad, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a good idea, though.
It is. If I can make a fucking living from it, do you know what I mean? So, the podcast, right? How did it all start? Where did the idea come from?
I think I'd always sort of messed around about it, hadn't I?
It was a joke, wasn't it? It was a bit of a like, we shall have our own podcast, but... Yeah.
And then, I don't even know why we started it. It was like...
We were in the Co-op Park in Vizach, weren't we? It was during the lockdown.
Not Aintree.
It was in Vizach. A lad asked it was in Vizach. But yeah, we were in the Co-op Park. Doing one of them in lockdown, you've got nothing to do.
Yeah.
And we just sat there, and then, I don't know how we come up, like, do you want to do a podcast when we get home?
Yeah, we just sort of done one, but like the first few episodes, like we've took them down now, they were just proper cringe. Like, it was just me. Like,
it was horrible. Like,
we had something called, like, twat of the day, and it was just like, I was just picking on people. Just like, what was it doing? Like,
the thing is, though, you learn as you go on.
Yeah.
Like, my early ones, I'm not asked anyway. Like, I haven't got a fucking platform or anything, so I don't care. So I name drop all the time, and then I've had bigger guests come on, they're like, I'm not going to say that name, can we take that out? And I'm like, why just fucking name drop?
I don't know.
But as I've got further down the line, I'm like, if this is going to go somewhere, some of that shit can come back to bite you in the end. Not that I'm slating anyone, but like, some people just don't like hearing the names on shit, dude. You know what I mean? Yeah. I did get myself in trouble one day, and I'll tell you off air because I can't be asked editing it out. But I'll tell you when we're finished. But it's a fucking
We've had people say stuff to us, and then it's like, even when you say you think that's getting edited out, don't you? You're just like, like...
Do you know what? Fuck, I'm going to tell you. So part of my game, right? So I asked people, what they're willing to do for the payout. So I had this lad on, and I said to him, Sir Captain Tom Moore, we raised money. We raised money for the NHS. I said, he raised 33 mil. I said, for 10% of what he's earned, we'll just smash his head in with a pair of 12-ounce boxing gloves. And he was like, fucking yeah. The Artspat's gonna die anyway in a few weeks, right? We recorded this on the Wednesday. He went into hospital on Sunday. The episode dropped on the Tuesday morning. He died Tuesday afternoon. Right, my timing was just poor. But the lad was like, should we take it off? And I was like, listen, it's 52 minutes into the podcast. I went, people who listen know what it's about. They're not going to be asked. And I was like, but if you want to take it down, we will. We didn't. He kind of like panicked a little bit and he put a post out saying there was no maliciousness intended. And everyone just jumped on him then. I was like, lad, I'll take it down. Can't be asked for all this.
Don't get offended by it. Do you know what I mean? It's just like...
Listen, I respect the man. What he did was fucking amazing. But if someone's tabling $3.5 million to punch some half fella, I'm gonna fucking batter him. Like, I'm not arsed. Like, $3.5 million's gonna change your life, innit?
Pay your lawyers as well, not wouldn't it?
Exactly, like my legal fees are sorted. Yeah, but that's what I got in trouble for anyway. So, where did you said you started with just like twat of the day and all that? When did you sort of get the format that you've got now?
I think the first band we had on were called Def.
Yeah, they're from Lee, like Greater Manchester.
They've been smashing it lately then.
Have they?
They were more like sort of punk rock, weren't they?
Yeah, they're not really like indie.
Yeah, so we had them on, and then it was just sort of like, we can get bands on here. Do you know what I mean? We can do something with it. And then once we'd had one on, I think that sort of gave us confidence to think, we can get a few on here.
Sort of do bands and then fighters as well.
Yeah.
And what made you go on the fighter scene then?
You're more into your fighting, aren't you? So
do you just seem accessible? They seem, it's not like footballers, but they seem like you just can't even speak to them. Yeah. Like even like a European champion, world champion boxer, he's at the top of the game, but he's still gonna speak to you.
Yeah.
Like they're quite down to it. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? They're quite like us. They're like, you don't get many like upper class boxers. They're all just like from by ours. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly,
like,
how do you get the guests then? How do you decide who you want? But
not selling you.
Yeah, fucking robbing guests everywhere, lad. No, but like, how do you decide to get a guest?
I'd say it all just, you're sort of linked together. So like, all the bands sort of know each other. So let's say we've had a few on, we can be like, can you drop in a message for us to like try and get
it's networking, innit? That's what it's all about. Like, I just started sending messages. Like,
you gotta be cheeky.
You have, yeah.
Everyone, like, at the start, we used to think like, should we send that? But now it's like, what's the worst that can happen? You're just gonna get blanked. It's
exactly.
Like,
well, I was tiptoeing around it at first, and I was like, I'm not gonna message anyone because I've not got enough viewings on this. I've not got enough downloads on that. My profile's not big enough. And then the first one, when I thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to reach out, was that Recycled Soul. So have you seen him on Instagram?
Mad.
Carlos, he's fucking sound, lad. And I reached out to him and he was like, yeah, I'll come on. And he's going to come back and do a video.
Yeah.
But he was the first one. Then after that, I just thought, he's got like 23,000 followers. I'm a no one. And he must get messages every day, which he said he did.
Yeah.
And he decided to fucking reply and I thought, be cheeky, ask the question.
Yeah.
So I just thought I've sent messages to everyone and like not all of them get back to you, but as you said, networking. When I had Joshua Kane Rice on, he's like, I'm Sam with fucking Mason and all that, we can sort out long
like
term. So
that's how you
grow over time.
I think we got like Mason and then we got Joe from Rats and then it just it's one of them, it's like domino effect, you just get them all.
Yeah, you're just fucking flying, so keep up what you're doing anyway.
I know you want.
With the prep then for the material that you ask, do you use both prep it? Is it all him and you're fucking jumping on the back of it again or what? What you do?
Oh, we used to like questions at the start, but
I mean, you don't anymore. We just sort of like let it flow.
Yeah.
It's probably more risky because you're probably like less likely to get a boss podcast, but then we don't want to sound like journalists. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no. He's giving me shit here, lad. Look at me with me fucking laptop, me questions. Journo. No, and the thing is, it's a brave and bold move. I've listened to some podcasts and stuff and they wing it and there's people who know who wing it, but your guests are interesting and when you're winging it, you've got usually like fucking asking genuine questions. I've watched some and I've fucking been a guest on some and it's just gone everywhere and I'm like, where's this going?
We have a formula in our head, like, don't we? Like, do you know, we go through it and we sort of, if it's like a musician, we sort of know what type of questions we're going to ask, but obviously based off their answer, you're going to have another question. So, like, it sort of goes, you know what I mean?
Because the conversation's interesting, you can just easily carry it on, can't you? Do you know what I mean? So, I was gonna ask then, you know, do you find the prep difficult? But if you don't prep, so you used to record at Liverpool Podcast Studios. Where are you now?
Big condo.
Yeah.
Online.
what's it like sort of in a studio like that? Is it massive? Is there loads of going on or what? Or?
That Liverpool Podcast Studios one's funny. So it's like, is this just in his flat?
It's in a flat.
It's flat by Sefton Park, innit? Plenty Park up the top.
Yeah.
Everyone's heads always fall off when you walk in.
It's bossed out, the studio's proper, proper professional.
Yeah, I've been through his Insta, that it looks fucking sick.
Yeah, he has helped us a lot, hasn't he?
So, does he do all the editing and that for you, or so?
He films it, edits, like we literally just speak. And he films, edits.
I'm doing something wrong here. Like,
even uploads
I spend hours on the couch and she's like, I'm going to swerve you, if you don't put your laptop down, I'm walking out because you're a fucking knobhead. And I'm just like that. For hours, like. Is that easier for you then? The fact that you can just be like, relaxed about it and you just fucking have the conversation, do the good stuff, and then just like...
He even uploads it to YouTube for us, we don't even have to do that. But it's like...
flying there.
It's one of them, it's like, even knew how to do it. It's like, I would... But we don't have a clue. Like, we wouldn't even know what camera, what mics, like, do you know what I mean? So it's like, why would we try and do it if we don't have a clue? We can just pay someone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's every 2 weeks, so it's every 2 weeks hours anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like...
And that's the thing, though, like, you can start too early and it's shit, and then it takes time to sort of build up. You've hit the ground running straight away, and it's because you've had the support from the likes of Jacob and stuff, who it's at a professional standard from day one. Whereas, like, I'll go back to listen to some of my earlier episodes, and I'm like, oh, why have I said that, or why am I talking like that, or why is this like that?
We were like that as well, though. Like,
it's a learning curve, but when you've got someone like that and who would helping you and produce
it's like tricks of the trade, isn't it? Though it's like you think, oh, podcast, you're just having a conversation, but it is more than it. Like you need
massively.
Like, from the outside, we used to think like it's easy, but it's not. It is a bit of a skill, like.
Yeah, it is. It is difficult, and you can have like some people who it's just dead awkward. They just panic. Yeah. And the podcast side of it, I'm fine with. It's now that I've got like a sponsorship and it's time to record me fucking adverts or like the intros. Because on my audio, I'll pre-record my intro and then just slide it in. And lad, for like a 20-second intro, I'm there for about 4 hours, and I do my phone voice. Like, I don't do my normal voice. I'm like, on today's episode, I'm like, and he gives me shit all the time. He's like, stop it, you little nonsense, stop talking like a fucking gimp. I'm like, I can't help it. Can't fucking help it. Just see, like, making a living from podcasts in the future.
Nah, I don't reckon we'll ever be able to get to that point. Like,
why not?
For me, it's at the minute, it just costs us money. Like, we haven't made
it's more of a hobby at the minute.
Yeah, like we haven't made no money.
You get free clothes though.
Yeah, that's all. Like, me wardrobe sound.
But it's a fucking journey, innit? But like, you've had some good downloads on some of your videos and that as well. Yeah. So, it can, like, what's the fucking limit on YouTube? You got to have 1,000 subscribers or something.
Oh, don't we start on this, right? We have like, you need 4,000 watch hours. We've got like 3 times that, but we've only got like 800 nearly subscribers. Like, if everyone that watches subscribe, like...
Yeah. It does me tits in that. It does do that. Like, I'm only new on the YouTube scene. I've only got 3 videos on there. And I go through my analytics and stuff, and it's saying people who aren't subscribed watching it, it's like 97%. And I'm like, lad, just click the button. Just help me out, you know what I mean? But like, you get fixated on stuff like subscribers and all that. I started it when my Instagram following started creeping up. Yeah. I was watching my phone going, I've got 2 here. And I was like... You just dickheads unfollowed me, it's gone down by 1.
And
my babe was like, stop it.
You're more level-headed. I get like I get obsessed with it. Like, I used to be, I'm not bad anymore, but I used to be like, need to message this account so I'm going to shout out, need to message this. That's like...
He's not arsed then. He just sat in his with his fucking purple 110 on.
So say we got to the point where the episodes are paying for themselves, and we could probably do 1 a week rather than once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with that. Yeah. Because like, sometimes you get like musicians messaging us and that, and then it's like, we can't have you all on because we can't afford to keep on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, I wish we could, because if
you don't, the thing that scares me as well, like, I'm really busy. Like, I've recorded last night, tonight. I've got one Saturday, and like, it's me bird and the kids who are fucking feeling the effect of it, because I work a full-time job and then I'm prepping for the pod.
Yeah.
I don't want to sort of let it overwhelm me, but at the same time, I'm scared, because I've got a few musicians lined up, and I'm scared that once gigs start and they get dead busy, their availability is going to disappear. And I'm like, I want to make sure to get them in now, but it's about to balance in it. But as you said, because it's financial to use it outlaying money, you just don't want to miss the opportunity or let them down. But at the same time, you don't want to go fucking spend.
It's one of them. It's like, you can't think about money at this point. Like,
just enjoy it.
Unless we have 1 million followers, you know what I mean? It's like...
That's it, like, people, if you put pressure on yourself over the monetization of it, it's just you're going to see it in your pod that there's pressure behind it.
Yeah.
Like, people say to me all the time, oh, how much money do you get off your sponsorship? And I'm like, fuck all, really. And I love having a sponsorship because it makes me look that little bit more professional. I'm having conversations with the sponsorship and like he's coming to me with ideas and stuff, and it's boss. But I'm not asked about the money. I've got a job, it pays me bills. It's just, it's about love, innit? Do you know what I mean?
If money comes, doesn't it?
Yeah,
but like,
exactly.
You need to build a thing first.
If you get to Joe Rogan style,
100 mil from Spotify.
Lad,
mad,
what a berserk fucking contract that is. How many years is it though? Is it like
it's
couple of years is it or something? I seen something the other day, like it's 800 grand an episode or something.
That's mad.
But have you seen how much he pays his little fucking producer?
No.
He pays him like 120 grand a year.
What's his name? Jamie, isn't it?
Jamie.
Yeah.
It's an unbelievable wage. But if you're getting 800 grand an episode, you're only paying him 120 grand a year.
Like, he is boss Joe Rogan though.
Unbelievable.
I watch like everyone.
The guest he gets on though, it's so...
Do you think he pays his guests?
See, I don't know, because to have sort of the guest that he's had on, I'd expect him to pay, but then you think, well, like he's Elon Musk on, he's the fucking richest man in the world at the minute, so
money's not going to mean anything.
He doesn't need any money, do you know what I mean? So I think it'll differ between the guests, but at the same time, America's huge, and he's moved down to Texas now, hasn't he? So he's going to have people flying from New York down to Texas, like, I've asked you to get a fucking job from me, do you know what I mean? And like, if people are fucking flying across America, they must expect his fucking expenses paid, at least.
Where did you move from? California, was it?
A lot of people started doing that though.
Yeah.
I had a guest on who said he was an actor on Riverdale.
Yeah.
And he was talking about it. He said a lot of people are just, because he lives in LA at the minute, and he said a lot of people are just getting up and going, and it's mainly because of lockdown. He said because a lot of the interviews and sort of casting now is done online. He went, so you only have to go in when you're at the final stage. He went, so people are like, why am I spending all this money to be in LA when I don't need to be, because I can do it remotely? So I think LA and Hollywood's going to start falling down soon anyway. Probably not too much, but unless it fucking burns down, it's on a blaze every fucking 2 weeks, innit? Do you ever plan to have your own studio, or is this something that you aren't even thinking about yet?
We've had the conversations. It's just, as we said before, it's like we don't know what to do.
Yeah.
We could learn, but then, like, you work full time, like I'm in uni, I work as well. It's like, it's probably going to be like a few years before we'd ever think about doing that. It's
not that hard though. Don't get me wrong, like, to be like a professional standard, it takes a bit of time and effort, but it's not that hard. Like, to record, you plug a few wires in and click a button. It's about your hardware. Get a decent mic, get a decent mixer, get a decent software, and it's just clipping and moving, do you know what I mean? So it's not too bad. So one day you'll get there.
Hopefully.
When you're fucking Rogan style and all that, and you need to frame them 110s lad on the wall. That'll be sick, lad. I reckon when everything reopens, you should have a fucking live podcast and get some of the guests back to perform.
And we were talking about this before.
Yeah.
Like I seen on Twitter the other day, you went to Jimmy's in Liverpool.
Yeah. Like used to be a doorman in Jimmy's.
But they're taking bookings for like live events and that. I was saying to Luke, put one on.
Do it. Why can't we? Do you know what I mean?
Have a word. They put a live podcast on just before Christmas for like, and there's only like 100 tickets or whatever, and I went, but they streamed it on the Hot Water Comedy website as well. And I know it's comedy, but it was fucking boss. So they done stand up, then an interval, and then like a live podcast, and brought the guest stand up comedians back on, and it was a fucking ball.
Yeah, we've had the idea with musicians.
Do it.
It's just like we don't know the licensing. Why can't we do it? Like we'll try our best. Like it's just
because the thing is as well with musicians, like people go, do you enjoy watching it?
Yeah.
But then if you like have a little fucking interview on stage and all that, people can get to know them.
Do you think people are bothered though? Or are you just there to see the songs? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know, because I think people are going to have a different view now once lockdown's fucked off, because I did a gig just before Christmas when the second lockdown ended, they opened back up again. I had a stand-up gig. And I was like, everyone's going to be fucking made up to be out for comedy. And it wasn't. People were just like, I want to get out and get on the limo. And it was a gig in Kirby, right, in the Fantail.
Yeah.
And there was just like birds snorting lines off lads' pipes and everything in the boozer. And I was just like, no one's listening to me. It was the worst gig in the world, like, because no one was asked. But I feel now people are going to really appreciate the freedom of being out there and being allowed to fucking go out. So I think people will enjoy it and they'll have a good time. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely try. We'll contact Jimmy's and none.
Yeah, fucking do it. Get on it. Get on it, lad. Look at it. Everyone now. He's saying this. He's like, let's do it. Hey, Beatham sorted all out. Lad, I'll just jump on the bandwagon. He's having your keks off here. Right, boys. So I'm going to move on to my little game that I like to play.
Oh,
it's called Everyone Has Their Price. I'll ask you a series of questions, some horrible stuff, see what you're willing to do for the payout. I normally put 4 questions in because 2 years I've fucking gone question happy here, so there's loads. So there's a couple for individuals and there's a couple for both of you to answer. All right, we ready? Let's have it.
It's time for Everyone Has Their Price. If you're nasty or nice.
Come on.
Nah, it's gone. Start with you, Luke.
Oh.
For 500 grand, a lot of money, $500,000.
Yeah.
Would you let Beatham neck Jackie in front of you?
Oh.
Yeah, I'll shout for school kids.
How do you know that?
Because your bed's horrible, lad. She's had your keks off.
Wait till I get on.
I just messaged, I messaged them, I was like, sorry for the random message. Any chance you can give me anything embarrassing? And I got a fucking essay, lad. I was like, is that girl?
He has to... Oh, if Jackie me math and anyone like, that hasn't worked out.
You still at your bed?
Yeah.
She ghosted me.
Did she?
Yeah, rat. And I was like, message me back. I want fucking shit on him. And she was like, nah, I love him too much. Just had me off.
500 grand.
500 grand, lad.
I get paid for it.
No, you're
not. Yeah. Yeah.
Good lad, it's only necking. I'd brass me mar out for fucking 20 grand on my ass, you know what I mean? Fucking I would.
I hope we Mars and watch this, like.
Yeah, don't let her get onto it, lad. Beatham, we spoke about how much you loved the 1975 before, right? Fucking proper into the mini. For 100 grand, right? 100 grand's a lot of money. Every day for a year, every time you go to the bathroom for a shit, you just got Matthew Healy singing in your ear, ooh, smells like chocolate.
I'll do that for half.
But imagine just sitting there and he's just singing in your ear, lad, while you try to squeeze one out. Should have been less there, 100 grand's a lot of money for that, innit? So you doing it then? Fuck it, you're
That
flying.
wasn't even bad.
Don't worry, I'll get him back in a minute. Yeah, then, this is for both of you then. For $1 lot of money, yeah. You can never, ever watch Everton play again, not even on the telly. You can support them and you can check fucking Sky Sports.
Can I watch your highlights? Just can't watch the match live.
Didn't even think about that. There's fucking loopholes here, innit? He's staying up for Match of the Day 2 and everything. You can have highlights then, go on.
Is it $1 million each or that, like, between us?
Between years.
Nah.
500 grand.
I wasn't to it.
You can definitely mar, but I'm watching it.
yeah, you can definitely laugh, but I'm watching the Blues.
Nah, I wouldn't take it.
No. No. It's right then. Right, another one for both of yous. Paul Kelly's back for part 2. Right.
Yeah.
Look at his face. 50 grand each. You've got to let him full on uppercut you around the onion bag live on Instagram. It's 50 grand, lad. Just an uppercut to the ball.
He could kill you, though. He could kill you.
Yeah, your balls are going to be in your throat, aren't they?
Oh, just uppercut us, one uppercut.
In the ball sack. Just one.
He's not a boxer, though, is he? So, like, I'd rather...
yeah.
Like, he's not
fucking
fucking
roundhouse kick or something.
I'd rather get smacked by him than get ground and pounded, yeah. Get ground and pounded on the floor by him, like.
Neck choked out and everything.
Yeah, would you?
Take that all day.
Hit me, Paul.
Hit me, put no context there. I'm just getting fucking clipped that little bit. Round tag him in it. Hit me, Paul.
I have to move away.
Go ahead then, right, I'll come back to you, Luke, for you on your own. Gyms have reopened. All the little lad asses are back out in the gym trying to lose weight. You've got to collect all the sweaty towels in the gym, and for 200 grand, you've got to wring them all out into your mouth, just like that. Drinking all
Yeah. That's not even that bad.
Look at him, he's horrible, isn't he?
Just 200 grand,
It's
just
just
a
like-
bit of sweat.
It's just salty water, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you ever had like an abscess and you fucking like gargle salt water and all that? Like, it's just like that, innit?
It's one of them, stolen nose.
It'd be warm though,
Stolen
wouldn't it?
nose, it's like 200 grand, yeah.
What could you get with 200 grand though? Do you know what I mean? You're flying, aren't you?
Yeah. Just for some, like, salty
He's
mouth.
a little slag him, innit? He's just taking
I'm
everything.
horrible, aren't I?
Alright then, your turn.
Right.
350 grand. Gotta go to the local shop. How do you pronounce it? Chiropodist who does your feet.
Yeah.
Right. Every time someone comes in with a fungal infection and they get the toenail removed, you've got to put it in your mouth and suck it for 5 minutes straight like an Everton mint. You've got to stay there for a full 9-hour shift. 350 grand.
You know, that's proper scum, that.
The taste of it though.
So every person, he has to be there every day.
But listen, right, you're there for a 9-hour shift. I don't know how many people are coming in with fungal infections. I don't know if it's everyone. But you're there for a full day. Could be 5 people. 25 minutes worth of sucking fungal toenails, lad.
I think I would, you know. I defo think I would.
You're like, no, what's that? Oh, boss. I don't know where to get these questions from, by the way. It's fucking twisted. Sam, all right then. Move on, I'll come back to you. There's only 3 left, so we're getting to the end of it. You're at Glastonbury. Fucking bouncing at the pyramid stage, right? You get invited on stage, 750 grand cash right there. Who's headlining? Boss band. Who do you want to headline?
Oasis of
United, yeah. The headlining.
Yeah.
You've got to let all of Oasis give you a golden shower in front of everyone. Just piss all over you.
Nah.
Just like that. Come on, no, lad.
You're sick in the head, you know.
Listen, I fucking would, mate. 750 grand. Would you?
Yeah,
700. Yeah. Listen.
Bonehead and everything. Liam or no on boat. Be like this, we're like Liam.
Come on, Liam, lad. And I was like, that's a bonehead. No. It just smells like Gary's, lad. Fuck off. No, then.
No.
Sound. Right, then. Back to you. I can't.
Go on.
You always ask your guest what their favourite pint is. What's your favourite pint?
Probably Peroni.
Peroni. All right. For 250 grand, you're getting involved now.
Oh.
You've got to do a colonic or an enema. Have you ever seen them?
Nah.
You know what it is? A colonic irrigation. It's where they flush your arsehole out, right? So you've got to get a colonic using Peroni.
Yeah.
And then you've got to squirt it into his mouth from your arsehole for 250 grand.
Teamwork, Mr. Dreamwork, innit? 250 grand.
That's not even a lot, is it?
I wasn't too.
Not for that. I've had the colonic done and it's the maddest feeling ever. My babe was like, I'm coming with you because I'm not letting another bird put something up your arsehole while I'm not there. And I was like, sound. My bird knew the woman, so they were having small talk while she's fucking jabbing me up the arse with a fucking tube. And do you know what she used for lubrication? Coconut oil. I used that in me cooking all the time, and I was just like, I can just smell coconut.
Never use it again.
It was just insane. And then after like the first 40 minutes, she was like, right, do you want to jump off the bed and go to the bathroom? And it was just like squirting everywhere. Like that. Peroni down. I'd be about to have a few little nuts in it.
So it's coming out of me.
So it's coming out of your hoop.
Yeah.
So you're like, have you seen the movie Ali G in the House? Have you seen it?
Nah.
There's a scene where the woman like fucking fires a ping pong ball out of her fanny. Your legs akimbo, squirting Peroni. And he's like that. Gargling it like a little fountain. No.
Nah.
But it was the other way around, though.
Nah.
Of your hoop. You would.
It's not even bad for you.
He's
That's
like,
just
I'll get you a few pints on the way home.
Nah.
Nah.
All right then. Last one. Would you both walk away from the pod for 500 grand each?
Yeah.
Not asked at all. Yeah.
100%.
And I want a refund off Jacob. It's right, boys. Nice one for the game. Fucking hell, I don't know what goes through me mind.
I thought you were going to say no, then you know, trying to be, no, I love it and all that.
He's like that. Sound, and I'll get me money back because I'm fucking scared now. So what does the future hold for yourselves? And like, it doesn't have to be based around the podcast. It could be in terms of your career because you're going through uni. It could be you want to learn to fucking play the ukulele. Anything. It's, you know, it's fucking limitless. What plans have you got?
Man, it's just, I don't even know. I'm proper bored of me, you know what I mean? Working 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Enjoy
Old
my
man,
Friday. Used to enjoy the pub on a Friday, but I don't even know. Just
get the boozers back open and get away days back on.
literally,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, it's fucking
I'm alright after that.
You'll appreciate it more now as well, won't you?
Yeah,
Because
no,
you used to take it all for granted, didn't you? Well, I'm not saying you did,
Yeah.
but I
I
know
know
I
like a
did.
few times there's been that half 12 game at Goodison. I'm hungover from the night before.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Ah.
fuck, I'm
Or
off.
4 o'clock London away and on a
Yeah,
Sunday, and it's
yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah. What about yourself, Luke? You got any plans?
I don't even know. I was thinking about this the other.
Spark your bed when you get home.
Yeah, first thing.
Tiger uppercuts everywhere. as
Nah,
you're
I'll just get the
checked off.
dough mate on Paul and get him Paul to do it instead. But I don't know what the future holds. What's the future hold for the podcast, Beatham?
I think it's got longevity, like, hasn't it? Do you know what I mean? Having people.
Yeah.
on there.
It has. There's lads in our work watch it and talk to me all the time about it, and I was just like, I got them on tonight, lad.
That's mad, though.
Yeah, that's sent me a Wester.
All the time. There's a lad in our work he grew up with Jamie Webster, so we always talk, and we talk about your podcast, the Lego podcast, and we just have conversation all the time about it, and it's mad. And then I was like that today, I was like, got them on tonight, he was like, that's fucking sick. It's mad, isn't it? No fucking celebrities and all that.
His ego will be going even bigger.
I know,
He's fucking buzzing. Is there anything you want to plug? The pod, anything?
Do you know all the ads and that, lads?
Oh, that do
Get your phone up, lad. Get it out.
It's at the 10th Pint Podcast on Instagram, and it's just at 10th Pint on Twitter. And you can go and subscribe if you want to make sure you subscribe on YouTube.
Stop just watching it and fucking go for the subscription button.
I wonder how many people actually do that. Watch every one.
And don't subscribe though.
Yeah.
Little rats, aren't they? We love you for watching it. Please don't stop watching it. Just click the button. It's
Not even a like
hard.
though, you know what I mean?
Have you had many sort of fucking unlikes and thumb down?
Oh, we've had some great comments.
Boss comments.
Yeah.
Have you ever
It's better than money from it, the comments, yeah.
Oh, we've had one comment on the Paul Kelly video saying 2 schoolboys haven't done their homework. That one was the best, but the best one we've had by a mile. Have you ever heard of John Parrott?
Yes. Does snooker player John Parrott?
Yeah, someone commented on like one of our photos, John Parrott's lad there. It's fucking amazing. That's made up of it.
You got nailed. It's like John lad, that's it. I'm fucking making memes and everything now. His face is getting photoshopped off on the next episode.
There's loads of comments though. People comment like, pair of Muppets and that, don't they? It's ask some questions, you pair of Muppets, and it's like, have we had an hour-long conversation or not? That's the question,
exactly. Do you know, the internet's a mad place. And
you want to reply, don't you? But then you think, just be bothered at it. It's just like...
You can't. Like, I had John Charles on the other day and he said it. He used to sort of see comments and be like, I'm going to fucking reply. And he wanted to reply to loads of people. And then he said, I just started ignoring it because you can't. But Ryan was saying it last night. He started getting some shit on social media.
Did he? Yeah.
And it was...
Why?
His ma was reading them and his ma was like, I'm going to reply. And he was like, Mum, there's 500 people. You're not replying to them all. It's just... People just fucking...
Why would you be having a go like a young musician, though?
Some people just don't like people fucking being successful and trying to get out there, do you know what I mean? And the shitbags, they'll hide behind the fucking keyboard and the screen and they'll give you shit. Yeah. Or if you see them face to face, they're just not even going to say anything, are they? Do you know what I mean?
It does me head and all that though, because like, the way I see it, you know, like local musicians and that, everyone should be backing them. Cause, like,
100%.
Do you know, for example, do you know, like last year, Pink were playing at fucking Anfield, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to be seeing, obviously, Pink can play there if you want. I want to see some Scouser playing there.
Exactly.
Or like, you know, when Everton's new ground opens up, or like a new arena, You want some Scouser opening it, don't you?
Exactly. Like, don't get me wrong, they're massive artists and they've got a huge following and all that, and they are good musicians, but I can fucking watch them on telly, MTV, anytime I want, you know what I mean? I want to see some raw talent who is just fucking unbelievable and get out there.
Imagine like Jamie Webster selling that on field.
Oh, lad.
And I wear blues, but like...
And do you know what, right? And I've said this many a times. When I can watch the videos from when he performed at Madrid at the Champions League, like the emotion and the crowd are just fucking bouncing. I fucking cry at the video all the time. It's mad. It is mad. But listen, boys, it was an absolute fucking pleasure.
Nice one.
Thanks for coming on. And speak to you soon in a bit, lads. Ta-da.